do a walkthrough of a currently running exhibition called From the Heart, Artist as Commentator. Ram's galleries are open from Wednesday through Saturday, noon to 4, and this exhibition runs through October 4th. This was a unique experience in that generally I'm programming 1 to 2 years in advance, but because of everything that's gone on with the pandemic and we had to change our schedule, I got the chance to put together an exhibition that really responds to the current times. So what you'll see here are artists whose works are in the collection, and each of them is focusing on a particular social or cultural topic that really impacted them. As well with the artists are longer labels that provide their personal perspective. When you come to them, you'll have your own perspective and then they have theirs. The first artist that we're focusing on is Ben Cunningham. While he has degrees in psychology and other things, he made a jewelry series that addressed the HIV crisis in the late 80s and 90s. Each piece responds to various aspects of it. For example, you'll see this notion that playing with buttons, all of these buttons belonged to people who were actually impacted directly by HIV. The artist put out a call to get materials and these were sent to him. So individuals became a community. And this other piece near it focuses on the idea of games, where in a way you kind of took a chance in your activities. You sort of played a game that had positive and negative consequences based on how you operated in the world. And you could say that that's not very different than things that are going on today. The next artist that we'll focus on is Karen Heft. Heft is a book artist, and she's very interested in looking at things that impact society on, in this instance, really direct levels. This book, there are 2 books here actually. One is called Murdered in Milwaukee, and it was reciting the names of 100 people who died in Milwaukee up to the point that she created the book. There's another piece in there as well, it's called Plague Papers, and that's a response to the idea that paper is sort of organic matter and it can change just in the way that a body would. Next we look at the work of Dorothea Lange. This is actually from the 30s. Dorothea Lange was one of the photographers that documented families that were migrating through the Dust Bowl. One of her most famous photographs is called Migrant Mother, and you can tell the similarity in this series. She was very interested in responding to what was happening in the world, documenting it, but also being sort of sympathetic about it so that hopefully she could encourage other people to see what was going on and respond, perhaps giving money when was needed. She definitely saw a social cause in her work. And here we have Richard Notkin. He did a series of teapots over many, many years. They're actually based on 19th century Chinese teapots called Yijing teapots. His series in particular replaces the small interior body of the teapot with a heart, in this case, a human heart. And he is responding to this idea that in the world we could all be more compassionate. So why not focus on the thing that we place metaphorically at the center of our compassion, which would be our heart. And finally, I want to point out, actually also this is just part 1. We do have a part 2 to this video series, so you can see the rest of what's in the exhibition, but also you can go online and see Ram's first ever virtual community art exhibition. It was designed to encourage artists who are working today to create work to submit work that was responding to what's going on in 2020. You can access that in the galleries on this iPad or online at www.ramart.org.